addition to learning to leave certain things behind, Ref talked about something that you cannot afford to leave behind, right? And that is God. You can't afford to leave God behind in this season. You must take him along. You must follow him, in this new season, right? And more importantly is the assurance that God's love would never diminish towards us, right? Hi everyone, my name is Adeleresimi.
Hi everyone, my name is Ayodeji.
And you're welcome to season 2,
episode 6
of
GraceCast.
Yeah, I think service was really great today. How did you find service?
Service was prophetic and it was instructive.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was just the reassurance of God's unending love for me. I found that very, very needful, at this point in my life journey. And I'll just share some of the key things that stood out for me in service today. Essentially, it was just how to live an effective Christian life, using the currency of faith. So the first thing that stood out for me in today's teaching was what Rev said about faith. Rev read from Habakkuk and Hebrews that teaches us that the just shall live by faith. So essentially, faith is everything. Faith is how we live. Faith is how we get everything that we desire from God. Rev said that faith changes everything. It changes our results. It changes our outcomes. It changes, it gives us joy, rest, right? You're not agitated about anything because you know that it is coming. Whatever it is that God has promised is coming. So I see faith as the access, or what gives me access to God's promises, or whatever my desire is, right? But between faith and my desire is something called challenges, right? Rev taught us that faith doesn't exempt us from challenges. Challenges will always come because challenges are supposed to test our faith, right? But one thing that faith does is that it helps us to go through those challenges. Without faith, the rest said that you'll be a mess, right?
Exactly.
The challenges will make a mess out of you. The challenges will consume you. So between faith and whatever it is that God has promised, challenges will come. Rev gave the analogy of gold and brass, right? What really differentiates brass from gold in terms of the value that you get out of it is how well they both do under the pressure of heat, right?
Exactly.
So as a Christian, how well do you do under the pressure of whatever challenges that will come? Are you going to give up after every challenge, right? I had a situation, I have several, experiences in which I could have given up, right? But I've seen faith come through for me. There was this time where I was applying for a job. I was just in a season in my life where I desired a better job, a job that could pay the bills, as it were, right? And I got an opportunity sometime in February of that year to work with a multinational, right? It was going to be, the salary was going to be more than 2 times my salary at the time, right? But it was an opportunity that I struggled with because it was supposed to be with a tobacco company. So even though I would have been making money, right, I wasn't exactly satisfied. I felt like I was compromising on my faith because I just didn't feel settled doing that job. I went for the interview, everything went good, and they were going to give me an offer, but I turned it down, right? And even though it was a difficult decision to make at that time, few months down the line, it made sense because I then got a better job that was more aligned with my career goal and more aligned with my faith, right? And of course, more rewarding, right? It was more than 4 times the offer that I got from that multinational at the time, right? So this experience made me realize that in spite of what looks like a closed door, in spite of what looks like a rejection or shut door, God is working out something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that really stood out for me. The fact that every challenge, every no, every rejection really is just a trial of my faith.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
can imagine. I can imagine your experience. I mean, your just from your testimony, and just imagine you guys wanting to work. I mean, getting an offer from a multinational,
Yeah.
then you turn it down
Yeah.
because it doesn't align with your faith.
Yeah.
that's really encouraging. All right. So for me, what stood out, the counsel from Mark 4:35, 6, when Jesus told the disciples, let's cross over, right? So Papa said, for us at Cedars House of Grace, we are. It's not just the beginning of a new month, but the beginning of a new season.
Yeah,
That means we're crossing over into a new season. And I just
absolutely.
said to myself, that, oh wow, whatever I must have experienced in the first half of the year, it can only get better, because a part of it just is like a shining light. It shines brighter and brighter until the perfect day, right? So I expect more this,
Absolutely.
because I'm a business guy. So whatever level of
Yes,
sales I'm
so more
enjoying,
money.
so whatever level of sales,
Yeah.
I've experienced in the
Yeah.
first, part of the year. So I expect them because
Absolutely.
it's a new season and it can only get
Absolutely.
better. So, but then he further went on to say that from the same Mark 4:35,
Yeah.
he further went on to say that the disciple crossed over and they left the multitude behind. At least there's some things we need to leave behind.
Yeah.
There's some habits, there's some there's some relationship we need to let go. Relationship that reminds us of our past, of where we're coming from. And that was really instructive for me.
Yes. I found that part of the sermon very prophetic and instructive as well. There was this quote that Rev said. He said that the past is sorry yesterday to be buried. Sorry, I hope you guys got
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
Exactly.
so let me just get it.
I think
Yesterday is in the tomb, bury it.
very
Tomorrow is in the
is in
womb,
the world.
nurture it, and then your present is a present. Make
Mhm.
the best of it. I thought that was,
Fantastic.
really instructive. Honestly, just leave all that is, behind. Face what's ahead. Make the best of everything that God has put in your hands now. And more importantly, in addition to learning to leave certain things behind, Ref talked about something that you cannot afford to leave behind, right? And that is God. You can't afford to leave God behind in this season. You must take Him along. You must follow Him, in this new season, right? And more importantly, is the assurance that God's love would never diminish towards us, right? The Rev says that if there's anything that we should not doubt this season, it is God's love towards us. It is the fact that God cares, about us. He read from Romans as well as Revelation, which talks about how nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing at all. Not tribulation, not temptation, not trials. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. And more importantly, is the fact that God loves us to the very end. The love that God has towards us is eternal. That's amazing. So, Rev says that if there's anything that the enemy is going to battle very fiercely this season, it is God's love. The devil is going to try to make you begin to doubt God's love and God's presence in your life. Just as the devil is battling, you also must battle very fiercely to keep yourself assured of the fact that I'm not in this alone. God loves me so much. Bible says that we are the apples of His eyes, right? He's going to do everything to protect us. He's going to do everything to grant us the desires of our heart, right? So for me, I think it was just the sermon and service that I needed, right? It was prophetic, it was instructive, and it was more importantly very reassuring.
Thank you for watching today's episode of GraceCast. Kindly like, share, and leave a comment.
And also feel free to share any experiences that you've had of the season of contradiction, one in which the things that you were going through, your experiences were just absolutely contradicting your faith, your knowledge of God and His promises towards you. And tell us how you were able to come out of that experience. We'd love to hear from you. Comment. Blessings.